There are many opinions about the origin of gloves. Some say ancient Greece, while others say ancient Rome. However, when it comes to the Middle Ages, which has a history of over 1,000 years, there seems to be relatively little documentation in this regard. It was only once that 5-fingered gloves were unearthed from the Mawangduihan tomb, possibly because the sleeves of ancient clothing were relatively long. Secondly, both hands could be tucked into the cuffs in front of the chest, thus cleverly solving the problem of keeping warm. To help everyone better understand gloves, today we are visiting a glove factory located in Bangladesh. We will take a detailed look at the entire glove-making process. The workers are processing the inner fabric of the gloves, which can provide anti-slip properties and increase friction, and can also indirectly prevent issues like rubber allergies. As the fabric production is completed, let's move on to the next stage. Here, workers need to fit each piece of fabric onto a mold and pull it down tightly to avoid any wrinkling issues. Otherwise, during the subsequent coating process, it is very easy for the coating to be applied unevenly. The fabric inside these gloves is very elastic, allowing fingers to bend easily during use. The large machine in front of us is a dryer, which dries the fabric to eliminate moisture issues. If moisture remains, it can lead to an unstable coating. This step is also to extend the lifespan of the gloves. If you buy poor quality gloves, the rubber may start to peel off after a short period of use. I wonder if any of you have encountered this problem. In no time, the first layer of rubber coating is completed. This layer of rubber can be understood as the primer on a car body. After it slightly solidifies on the surface, it is transported forward for drying. The rubber coating only becomes elastic after drying. The rubber coating is generally made of natural rubber or synthetic rubber. In terms of quality, natural rubber is better. For instance, in insulation or elasticity, it surpasses synthetic rubber gloves. The performance of synthetic rubber is relatively not as good. Next, the second coating is added to the gloves, which can be understood as an anti-slip coating. The surface will show a rough texture, which can effectively enhance the grip of the hands. Do you know who invented the first latex gloves? Actually, it's a story of serendipity. In 1894, a doctor realized that his wife's hands might be affected during surgery, so he invented a pair of rubber gloves for her. Thanks to the gloves, her hands were protected. Unsafe. In the blink of an eye, the drying of the rubber gloves is completed, and the rough surface particles look very safe. It seems that as long as you wear these gloves, you can work even on rainy days. From related information, it turns out that some people are actually allergic to rubber. I always thought this was a non-issue. It seems that people allergic to rubber can only wear pure cotton gloves. At this point, batch after batch of rubber gloves have been completed. To achieve the best wearing effect, they need to move on to the next stage. Clean work uniforms and a tidy work environment. Who would have thought this is actually a neighboring country of India? They work very diligently and efficiently. Here, the gloves need to be placed in a fixed conveyor position. To align the size, the excess parts need to be trimmed off. Although the environment is clean, the work equipment seems to be quite old. Most of the machinery has traditional Chinese characters written on it. Attentive viewers might have noticed this in earlier segments. The semi-automated production method seems to have a relatively low output, but judging by the appearance of the gloves, the quality should be well assured. After passing the quality inspection, the product packaging begins. Of course, the packaging process needs to be automated, otherwise, packing them one by one all day might not even produce a full truckload. In the blue box, the packaging is uniformly trimmed and sealed, as shown in the footage. Each pair of gloves is in a fixed position, so there won't be any size misalignment or improper packaging issues. The above is the entire process of glove manufacturing. This episode visits a factory in Bangladesh. Bangladesh is a country bordering India and neighboring Myanmar. Although its industrial technology may not be as advanced as that of first-tier countries, the production environment and work attitude in the factory are very serious and orderly. Once the gloves are packaged, they can be shipped to their destination. Alright, we'll wrap it up here. What do you all think of the gloves made by this small South Asian country?